So to make this Bridget Riley kind of optical illusion, you're going to make a wavy line and put a bunch of dots, 5, 6, 7, 8, however many you want. And then you're going to make a bumpy line connected to each dot. And every time you go to that dot, it touches the dot. And you want your next line to be a little bit further apart. You don't want them so close, but every time you go down there, it should touch that dot. Every single time. And look at how far apart I'm leaving a space between my lines. Now looks like I'm going fast because I've done this hundreds of times. Now to make it look interesting, you're going to want to pinch it off in one place. What you do is hang out in one area for a little while. So you see I didn't go all the way across. So I'm going to hang out in this little area for a little while and build it up. So I just keep going back to that little area and you're going to see it's going to build up. But look at how wide I'm making my spaces. And I do that so it's easier to color in. See how wide it's getting? Now I go back and I keep building up the other spaces. And what's going to happen is it's going to pinch off that little center. You can see I keep going and I go as if the line would still be going. And I just pretend like the line would still be going. And I go down into that little area where it gets pinched off. And then I keep going. I just make that little line so it looks like it got pinched off. And then that area will get pinched off by itself too. So that's how you get it so you don't get these columny looking optical illusions. And then what happens is I flip my paper over and I'm going to do the same thing and I'm going to try to get it to pinch off in a different space. But again, look at how I'm making it touch at each dot. And I want you to notice how far apart I put my lines. And I'm being really careful and neat because nothing looks worse than a messy optical illusion. So I'm going to try and get it pinched off here. And I'm just building it up right here so that you can see how far that line goes all the way around. It just makes it more interesting. And I'm just going to try and make it go all the way around. I think I do it again in another area. So I have two areas where it's kind of built up. So I get it to kind of move. And I didn't speed up this video this time because I didn't want it to look like I was going super fast. So again, you may want to practice with some paper and pencil before you actually do it. Okay, so there's mine. So I'm going to also show you what not to do because I've seen over the years what people try to do to make them work. Now this part of the video I sped up a little bit because there's no reason to watch me make failures. But I've seen people do their lines and put them super close together. And when you're coloring it in with pencil, you will spend forever coloring it in with pencil. And just being really sloppy with their lines. And then also making these, what I call rainbows, where they're just, the lines are not even connected. Okay, can you see how I'm just connecting them? And then I'm going to make more mistakes on the other side. And just being super sloppy. See how they're not connected? They just make rainbows. And they're like, Mrs. Minata, I've done this. And it's not the illusion at all. Okay, so here's another one where they make the mistakes. And they come up to me and they tell me that they've done it right. And they just overlap their lines and they get really sloppy and it just doesn't look right. And they start getting really tired of making it. So I've seen it all before. Like I said, I have been teaching for 25 years and I have seen it all. I've seen people make all different kinds of mistakes, trying to cheat the system, trying to make it. And you can see where the lines are not connected up there. And it doesn't make the illusion look right. So don't try to cheat the system.